month. My goodness, what a busy month. So, of course, one of the treats of the month of May was to highlight some of our small people. That's it. Where are they now? So, where are you now? Where are you now? Hi, Donald. How are you? I'm not hearing you. I'm not hearing you. So, uh, okay. I'm gonna check out why we're not. Your mic is muted, eh? So let's see. No, but anyways, uh, I we're going to play some music and then we'll come back because Donald Oliver is in the house today, and we're going to have lots and lots of fun. So, we're gonna take some music and then we come right back inside Small People.
Hail Jesus, you're my King. Hail Jesus, you're my King. Your life frees me to sing. Your life frees me to sing. I will praise you all my days. I will praise you all my days. Perfect in all your ways. Perfect in all your ways. Hail Jesus, you're my Lord. Hail Jesus, you're my Lord. I will obey your word. I will obey your word. I want to see your kingdom come. I want to see your kingdom come. Not my will, but yours be done. Not my will, but yours be done. Glory, glory to the Lamb. Glory, glory to the Lamb. You will take us into the land. You will take us into the land. We will conquer in your name. We will conquer in your name. And proclaim that Jesus reigns. And proclaim that Jesus reigns. Hail, hail, Lion of Judah. Hail, hail, Lion of Judah. How wonderful you are. How wonderful you are. Hail, hail, Lion of Judah. Hail, hail, Lion of Judah. How powerful you are. How powerful you are. Hail Jesus, you're my King. Hail Jesus, you're my King. Your life frees me to sing. Your life frees me to sing. I will praise you all my days. I will praise you all my days. Perfect in all your ways. Perfect in all your ways. Glory, glory to the Lamb. Glory, glory to the Lamb. You will take us into the land. You will take us into the land. We will conquer in your name. We will conquer in your name. And proclaim that Jesus reigns. And proclaim that Jesus reigns. Hail, hail.
All right, we're inside Small People of the final day for the month of May. It's been very exciting. Been having our visitors turn big people. So today we have the man himself. I call him the Donald Oliver. Hi, Donald. How are you today?
I'm good. I'm hoping you can hear me.
Yes, loud and clear.
Okay. Okay, good.
How are you?
Me?
Yes,
I am, in the words of my grandmother, I'm fair to find.
that is weather. That's weatherman business. It's good to see you, Donald.
It's always good to see you, Aunty Colleen. How things from your end?
Very good, very good. I am always looking at you and I'm always watching you and I'm watching your movements and watching your growth. And I must say, I'm proud of you.
Thank you so much. I do try to impress.
Eh, so for the benefit of those who are wondering, which one of them is Donald Oliver again? Who is Donald Oliver? Tell us about Donald Oliver from back in the day.
You don't have all day. So, I mean, how am I going to do this?
I have less than 20 minutes.
There you
Let's
go.
go.
Um, Someone who was very reserved, someone who was really shy,
Mm-hmm.
um, who had no idea or little idea of his capabilities. But what is funny is that when I just started Small People, that was when I had an inkling of what I could become, because usually outside of that scope, I wasn't very talkative.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't very expressive.
Mm-hmm.
And because of the Small Baby Show, I was able to be a lot more articulate than I was before.
You used to go
Um,
to Michael practicing, right?
yes, I did. I started when I made the first call. I was at micro practice in my final year.
Right.
By the end of that first year, I would have been at Arden High. So,
What was it like when you made your first call to small people
oh
in
goodness,
primary
I
school?
was over the moon. It would have been the day before um, the the Small People Awards at Coconut Park.
Oh
It would have been
yes,
the day before Jodian Hall would have
yes, from
won.
Town. Yes,
Yeah.
really? It
So
was the day before
yeah, the day before that
that?
show, I had called for the first time, and
Mhm.
it was surreal because I was trying for days, right, and I just could not get through.
How did you know about the small people show?
Are
How
you
you?
kidding me? I was listening to it for months. I don't know the genesis of it, but because Low FM was so very popular at the time, and the show was probably the most popular show, period, kids show or
Mm-hmm,
whatever at the time.
mm-hmm,
Everybody who was my age would have been listening to the Small People Show in the hopes of getting through and calling.
mm-hmm. And when you got through, you were just like, wow.
Relieved more than anything else. And my mother at the time
Jackie,
was,
right?
yes, was the one who was, dialing and just telling me that it's ringing, it's ringing. And then it would go to busy, and then would
Mhm.
just exhale and say, oh my goodness. And then we'll call again at ringing. I was, why didn't you answer the phone and put me on hold? Nothing like
Mhm.
that.
Mhm.
I was I was just trying to get through until you answer the phone, and my mother just fling the phone to me. I'm catching up. Hi. It was so dramatic.
You said,
Like
"Me get through, me
it,
get through."
yeah. But the thing is, she couldn't make the noise because she was on ear. So
Yeah.
she just threw the phone to me. I'm just catch it and just start talk. And it was, it was. I tell you, some of the best memories. Some of the best
Oh my
memories.
goodness.
Trying to get through.
Yes, yes, yeah. I remember the days when you used to come to Carlton Crescent, like you're coming from school,
Hmm.
you'd come by, you know. What was the thinking though? You're coming from school and you're coming to a radio station for what?
God, he knows. And you know what's funny? You know what's funny is that because Love from the time was like really small and Carlton Crescent, like
Right,
it was tiny.
right.
Um, so I never expected it at all. Like when I was outside and I saw the building, I'm like, oh yeah, this is Love FM. And then they're like, oh, it's just a second floor. You
Yeah.
just go through the door, and I'm like, really? This powerful institution, one
Um,
floor?
mm,
So it was just it just took me by surprise, and I'm like, you really can't. You use your imagination so much when you're on radio,
mhm,
and then once you finally get through, it's like nothing is kind of what you expect it to be,
right.
including you, because you weren't supposed to be short.
Why?
No, the voice that I heard, mm-mm, no, nope. I wasn't supposed to have been anywhere near your height.
You're not short, you're petite.
Sorry. Yes, sorry.
So now, tell me about the assignments that you were given weekly.
Um, the assignments. There, it from humor to something that was like really serious in terms of national security issues, and
Mhm,
I mean, there are a lot of times that we really had to dig deep within ourselves to reach at our truth and
mhm,
our opinion on a number of issues.
mhm,
And I just found it interesting that we're able to get that voice. And if I'm not mistaken, it was probably one of the few occasions that you could have you could make a national mark. A child could make a national mark. Somebody could hear our voice
mhm.
about a particular issue,
You
and
see.
it resonated so much.
Mhm,
And it's not just it didn't just resonate in terms of those who were listening on the ear, but even with us, because sometimes we just have a lot of thoughts and it's just like clouded in our
mhm.
minds, and we aren't able to streamline it and articulate it well. And I think this taught us well to do that.
You were a small people champion, right?
Y- yes, I
For
was.
what?
For 1996.
How was that for you when You went to a dinner. It was a dinner that you were given. I can't
No, no,
remember.
no, Coconut Park.
Coconut
Coconut
Park.
Park.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
it's the early years, kind of,
Yes,
sort of. Yeah.
yeah,
Um, no, like I don't know. It was so weird because remember I was co-emceeing with you, right?
yes,
So the
yes.
fact that I was co-emceeing with you, I'm like, oh, based on previous trends, the
Mm-hmm,
MC of that event
mm-hmm,
usually finishes second.
mm-hmm,
So when like that was a trend, that was a
mm-hmm.
trend. So somebody threw a 6 3 and 9, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna come second. All right, not a problem. Let me enjoy myself. So I was emceeing the show and we're doing the introducing different acts and stuff like that. So I wasn't expecting to be champion at all
All right, hold on
until
a minute. Don't forget that thought. You've got to do this right away. The time by Hummingbird Security Limited, building a safer Jamaica, is 4:15 on the Sound of Love 101, and you're inside Small People with the Donald Oliver. Yes, he's on, people. Right. So tell me about the Small People Champion now.
yeah. So I mean, I took my mind off it because I saw that I came second. And besides, I was only a part of the program for 1 year.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was the year before that I had called, as I'd mentioned
Mm-hmm.
before. I'd called for that first time. So I never expected it at all.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, oh, coming second is fine. But when they named the first runner up and I realized it wasn't my name, the first thing that came to me was like, really never make top three? Like, that was the first thing that came to my mind.
Yeah.
It never occurred to me that there was a possibility that actually won. Never occurred to me. I'm like, really never make top three? So
Mm-hmm.
when my name was called to be the winner, I was surprised. Like I was in the crowd and I can only remember just floating up to the stage because
Wow.
it just felt so surreal. I
Mm-hmm.
couldn't believe it. 1 year after my first call, and to
Wow.
be crowned small people champion was just, to me, it just felt insane.
Oh, great, great. Donald Oliver, so you went on to be the Small People Champion. So you're like a superstar at your school now.
No, because
How
no,
come?
because what had happened was it would have been it would have been during the summer, so I was transitioning from Michael
From
to
Michael
Arden
to
High.
Arden. So nobody at Arden don't know you.
No, nobody even know me. Like, mm-mm. I was never popular in school. Um, and even with that little wave of popularity that I expected to come, no, that never happened at all.
It never happened at all.
Which was good. Kept me grounded.
Mhm,
I think a number of my associates and friends would agree that I was still quite reserved.
mhm.
Um, and not a lot of people would know that I was more on the same. I mean, it still catches me by surprise when somebody remember me now and they link me back to the small people days from in the 90s. So
Mhm.
it's just something else. It really is.
I'm gonna read some of the comments from our friends who are listening.
Oh
And
dear.
Marvin says, Auntie Colleen, oh, I love listening to you. Thank you, Marvin. Thank you. Pamela Forbes says, good evening, Auntie Colleen and Donald. Paulette Sims Stevenson said, remember Donald quite well. Aaron, then Donald, she had stopped growing there. This is me I'm talking about. It's step with me, you know. Um, Jackie Coke says, good afternoon, Auntie Colleen, and you're small, big person, Donald. Novelet says, good afternoon, Auntie Colleen and Donald. I'm so happy to hear Donald. I'm a regular listener. Maureen McLeod. Hi, Maureen. How are you? That's my neighbor. Yvonne Scott, good afternoon to you, Auntie Colleen and Donald. Lots and lots of blessings. Faye Jameson says, unique voice of Donald Oliver. And I remember this little boy, Donald, little boy. Eunice says, no more little Donald. Carlene says his voice gives him away every time. Good afternoon, my first time here. Welcome. Angela Master says, good afternoon, Donald. When did you know that you wanted to go in media?
Um, ho- so so after I left Arden, I was kind of like floating around. I was with my church, actively involved in their cricket competition, and I was scoring and I
Right.
was doing commentary at the same time. And a friend of mine who was at the church, Stephen Marshall is his name, was the one who put it in my mind that why don't you go into the media? Never thought of it. Even when I was doing commentary,
Mm-hmm.
never thought that I was going into the media. And the animated light bulb that comes over a character's head. That's what happened with me. And I figured out, but wait, I can actually do this. I
Mm-hmm.
can do what I hear other people doing on the radio.
Yeah.
Um, and so because of that bit of encouragement and inspiration, I'd sent in an application in the form of a cassette at the time to the RJR Communications Group. RJR, it wasn't the group at the time, it was just the
Mhm.
radio station RJR and Simon Croskell in particular. And yeah, that's how it was had.
Nice, nice. So, I have some memories of Donald Oliver, or
Hmm.
first, when you traveled first time. Oh Lord, we went to Disney. How was that for you?
That was my first time traveling.
Yes.
Um, Goodness me, so many firsts. The fact that I was on a plane for more than 15 minutes. The fact that there was no place like Jamaica in terms of proper food.
You didn't
Uh,
forget he bought he bought at breakfast. Like he walking up in
like
the mall looking for real breakfast.
of course I was looking for real breakfast because I expect real breakfast, like the whole pancakes thing and syrup. No, I don't know what is that. And then there was a peculiar type of chicken, and because it just said chicken, I'm like, I'm just gonna eat it because whatever else they were serving, that wasn't for me. And I didn't see any rice and peas, and I saw white rice and some peas that were green in color. And
He was miserable, people. He was
yeah, I
miserable.
was a little miserable. Like I wanted proper food and I just couldn't get it. And this is America, the land of opportunity, and I just couldn't understand why I couldn't find my dishes. So that was a little bit disappointing. But no, the trip overall was surreal. The fact that they were able to go to Disney World, and on quite a few occasions I thought I wouldn't have been able to make it because I didn't have the funds really until
Wants
it
to
came up
go
late.
right. Yeah.
But it was quite an experience that almost seems like a blur to me now. But yeah.
All right, I'm gonna do something, and then you tell me, if you recognize any of the things that I'm going to be doing. Um,
Okay.
let's go.
Oliver, Small People Champion for the year 1990. Good afternoon. I'm Donald Oliver, Small People Champion for the year 1996. The Small People program aired on Love 101 Mondays through Fridays from 4 to 4:30 p.m. with our dynamic host, Aunty Colleen. Kiddos to small people, both young at heart and mind. This program plays the most important part in
Yeah.
the upliftment and expansion of
Oh,
the spiritual and educational life of all small people. If you are not a member, what are you waiting for? Come
come
on
on
and
and
join us.
join
And
us.
do remember, we abide by what our mother says. Be
Be
kind
kind
one to
one to
another.
another.
Ephesians
Ephesians
4,
4,
verse
verse
32.
32. Whoosh!
Whoosh, I'm out of
Out of
here!
here!
Who's that? You don't feel cute. Oh my goodness, it's Donna.
Wow.
Oh my goodness,
Wow.
what are you feeling now?
I want to live that life over again. Like
Oh,
those moments.
mm-hmm,
Because remember, I would have been listening to that stuff for quite a few months,
mm-hmm,
wanting to be a part of that small people family.
mm-hmm.
Um, and when you're an only child, like it would be like the greatest thing for me to be a part of that particular family. It was such a unique experience. It sounded so cool.
Mm-hmm.
It was the biggest social club before social media, if you know what I mean.
Yes.
So to be, I just had that desire to be a part of it, and knowing that I was able to be like a voice first and then a constant um in the show was just,
Mm,
I don't know. It's still difficult to describe.
the feeling. Yeah. Um. So, who is Donald Oliver today?
A trying young man. Um, there's a phrase that I like: an explorer of infinity in pursuit of absolute perfection.
Eh, it's a
Um,
very good things, man.
and the thing is, and sometimes I don't understand how people are bored with life and challenges, because
Mhm.
because what I always want to do is exceed not only expectations but my previous work, because
Mm.
I'm still in media, I'm still producing features, documentaries, I'm doing commentary, football, doing promos, and I always want to improve that work. And you know so when I say I'm a trying young man, it's not tongue in cheek at all. I always want to redefine myself. I always want to become better in my field. And I do have that hunger to leave a mark, to leave a legacy, to be remembered.
Mhm.
Um, so that's my thinking of who I am and where I'm at this point in time.
So you're married.
Yes.
Talk about them a little bit.
Married to Noretta, and I have a daughter now, by the name of Zabella Ramin. She's 4 years old. This year we'll be married for 10 years.
Praise.
Um, so it's been quite a journey. Um, it's 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 funny enough. It's a position that I never thought that I'd be in.
Mm-hmm.
Um, to have that family,
Mm-hmm.
to have that longing fulfilled,
Mm-hmm.
and again, I'm just grateful for all of it.
Wonderful. Let me just look at some of the comments. Again, Yvonne says, wow, lovely voice. I'm so proud of you, Donald. Alvarini shouting out everybody. Um, Let me go again. Yvonne says, yes. Aaron, then again. Okay, let me get to this one up here. Angela Master says, thank you, Auntie Colleen, for the opportunity to see some of the small people who have grown into big men and women and blossom. And, thank you so much, Angela Masters. And Hortense Faces says, good afternoon, Auntie Colleen. I'm proud of you and love that you have shown your small people. Uh, Continue the good work. Marvin says, love listening to you. Let's go again. Mrs. Forbes says, good evening, Donald. They're shouting you out, because they remember you when you were a little teeny weeny and a girl. Vicky says, how does it feel, Auntie, to know you have nurtured these small people, to see that they have become people of influence and giving back to their country? What's the feeling you have now? Um, yeah, yeah, I'm overwhelmed. Jackie says, Auntie Colleen, I can just imagine how very proud you are of all your small people. Everyone is so grown up. I wish we had many more in the month of May. May only have 31 days. Remember that? Jackie. Yvonne Scott says, wonderful. Carl Miller says, you have to rewind it. So you are still trying, and I'm still proud of you.
Thank you.
Uh, and what would you say to persons about, I think a lot of things are happening to our young people now. And maybe they just need somebody to reach out to them, and adult, just to reach out to them. What would you say about that?
They require a lot of patience, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Um, we're living in such a unique time. We're coming out of a pandemic. Like, I don't think people. Is it because we live day to day and moments just slide into one another?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we'll fully grasp exactly what we've been through as a nation, as a society, as a world, that we've been through a pandemic, right? And some of us as adults, we haven't been able to handle that one properly. So can you imagine our kids, um, you know, going through a time where they were unable to interact, going through a time when, online was a thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still not even used to this. I'm supposed to be in the studio beside you, hugging you.
Can you
Yeah,
imagine? That's
I'm
true,
supposed.
right?
Yeah. So I mean, if it's so awkward for me, just imagine the children. Just
Yeah.
imagine what they're going through, and you just
Mm-hmm.
have to be patient because they are going to lash out. There we've seen so many fights that's happening, and you can just see that there are kids who are hurting and who just want some attention, and we as bigger folk really supposed to be offering that space of grace, that patience, and I think that is the key to all of this.
Donald, I'm so proud of you. We could sit here and talk forever. I'm so proud of you. I'm
Thank
proud
you.
of where you're coming from, and I'm proud of what you've done, and I'm proud of where you're going. Really, I am lost for words. Vicky asked the question. I don't even know how to answer it. Really, I just don't know. I'm so proud of you all. I wish you all the very best. Give your family my love, and of course, we're always in touch.
Yep, we will. We will be in touch.
Say better. Say, wish we're out of here now.
I'm at the office. Whoosh! I'm out of here.
Bye bye. Take care. Alrighty, thank you so much, for stopping by inside Small People for the month of May. Everybody's asking for an extension. I am proud, Marva. Thank you so much. And yes, Marva, I'm really proud of my small people. That make me feel so, so good. Yeah, like they're my children. They're my children. I'm out of here. Thank you so much, Tony K, and thank you, Timor. Have a wonderful one. Bye, Donald. Take care.